like numbers and things. And I'm sure most people, the only numbers that matter to them are the 2 displayed under each opposing team's name. So continue to cheer for whichever team you cheer for as we continue this game, because this has been an absolutely amazing defensive tilt here so far this evening. And of course, the after party is going to be at the end zone. The end zone is where we're going to go and be, is a home away from home for Dixie. Well, and now we have Wiley Coyote and Justin Beater out there on the jam line to start jam number 1 of the second half. Wiley getting dished to the inside. The blocker that took her out, all going to be going off to the penalty box for a forearm. So, getting into the contact there, Wiley Coyote. Back block now being assessed. So it's going to be an opportunity for Hard Knox in a power jam. Justin Beater finally rolls the hips of the blocker on the outside to grab lead. So I jot stats while I do this as well, because it gives me information on which to talk about that isn't just there, because people see that, you know. Yeah. So I give a minimal of that to some degree. I used to not, I did more, but now I don't. I try to give how all these things are occurring. And finally back into the back, going down to the outside. Justin Beater calls it off as the power jam comes to a conclusion. So 3 points onto the board for Hard Knox. Scratching into the Dixie lead already here after the first jam. And the 5-second call is going to give us Weeble out there for Dixie and Dash Sass out there for Hard Knox. Weeble able to take advantage of the outside. Oh, but a track cut is going to be assessed. So now it's going to be 2 leads in a row and 2 power jams in a row now for Hard Knox to start the second half. And Dixie already matching their previous total of jammer penalties of 2 in the first half. Only 1 time has Hard Knox gone to the penalty box, courtesy of a jammer penalty. Dash Sass calls off the jam, freezing Weeble in the penalty box. 4 points going on the board, bringing that 2 jam passes of 8 points total. So already 72-59, 11 unanswered points to start the second half for Hard Knox. And Hard Knox starting off trying to make the pack destruction method there for the offense. Does not work. Weeble hot out of the box and through for lead. Switching the cameras at the moment, being able to switch between the ones there and there. He's also jotting down like key time frames where good things happen. And a quick pass through is going to give Weeble 4 points onto the board. And hitting hard to the inside, courtesy contact there from Armored Rose. Weeble calls off the jam. Unable to touch down in play. Going to leave that point total at 4. And we have an official review coming via the Dixie Derby girls. Coming in early here in the second half. Obviously, Coach Order saw something. He believes he's going to get the win on here. While we have an opportunity, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Choose Your Moments Photography, Grub South, Jax, APT Research, and of course, lovely folks here at Insanity Complex. So this would be a good opportunity if you want. The guy in the black helmet needs to tell us what the official review is going to be when it's all over. So, also going to recognize our diehard fans. We got the Henson clan, Dixie, Eric, and Heidi. We have Kip Shepard, Chris Tree, Vuvuzela Gibson. There we go. Kelly D's Hakuna, Ramey D's The Raminator, and Wally's mom, Teresa Gray. Those are our diehard fans. And of course, our lovely folks from Grub South. Always welcome to be a diehard fan. Diehard fans, it's awesome stuff. You got table service, you got a bar down there at the end. Find out, go talk to our tables. How you too can be a diehard fan, or at least have an opportunity to swag down there at the other end of the facility. Got padded seats, tables. That's awesome. At least I believe so. Got padded seats at the table. I don't get service over here. I need service. That's what I need. Tinder, I need service. That's what I need.
So does he mark down those for like highlights for later on?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, that way we find the good points so I can put a highlight reel together.
Okay, gotcha. You said the guy in the black helmet?
No, the guy in the black stuff there.
How is your jaw? Better?
So, having experience as a coach as well, I kind of recognize that moment that generally speaking, if a coach is going to call an official review early in the second half, it's going to be one they believe they can win, and they did. Dixie Derby Girls get to retain their official review as a late hit is going to be assessed against the opposing jammer. So Black Sabbath going into the penalty box. It's going to go into the penalty box to start this jam. Power jam now for Weeble. Weeble with the lead. And with that out of play call, we get 4 points onto the board going for Dixie and Weeble. Dixie trying to run a little offense while they have an opportunity. Weeble riding the rails on the outside. 4 more points onto the board. All available back on the floor now as Black Sabbath has come back into play. Smash trying to drop the hips to get back far. And Weeble one more time through the pack. And a dip to the outside. 4 more points up for Weeble. The jam has made its way out of the Jammer Star has made its way out of the back. On to the helmet now. Al Kilmore finished off that jam for Hard Knocks. But not before 19 points goes on to the board for Dixie. So part of what I do over here too is, I mean, I'll punctuate moments like that for the home team, but you don't go all like just like we're all great, they all suck kind of thing. You just don't do that. It's bad.
You gotta be neutral.
It's bad. I mean, yeah. I mean, you still highlight. I mean, if they do something good, you still say they did something good, but you know, We have an opportunity once again to see Poison Ivy out there, 181, getting driven back now by Unsweet Tea. Dash Assass trying to find a little bit of space, looking to get a little help there from Justin Beater. Catastrophe chested in to Dash Assass, got the recycle reset, and with a deep run back, VOA able to get the track cut. Only the second jammer penalty now against Hard Knocks. First one of the second half. Hard Knocks defense still playing locked down. It's like right there, bad thing for them, good thing for them kind of thing, you know, because they're doing well. So you mention it. Dixie trying to play a little divide and conquer offense as Hard Knocks defense has really shown up that time. Poison Ivy able to keep the skate inbounds. Lead now going for Dixie, making it 3 in a row now. And 4 blockers out there for Hard Knocks, making it tough for Poison Ivy. I will say it. I've said it many times now. The defense is strong out here on this track. Right now it's BOA alongside Catastrophe. And very dangerous, locking down the jammer, trying to come out of the pack. 2 points going for Poison Ivy. 97-59. Hard Knocks came out swinging in the first 2 jams of the second half. Pretty much all of that effort being eliminated by that 19-point jam coming from Weeble 2 jams ago. Wiley Coyote out there in the mix. Val Kilmore out there as well. It's the first time Val Kilmore's got to be out there at the start as a jammer. Just took the jammer star a couple of jams ago, showing success now. Not only grabbing lead, but 4 points as well. Like there, you know, it's like, you stay up, and so center is strength and good, but it's not like a bit of a Dixie's like, and 4 points on the board for Dixie. You know what I'm saying? It's still inflection and tone, but you don't, you know. And another quick pass of all skaters. 4 more points coming from Val Kilmore. This being only the fourth time that Hard Knocks has got a multi-pass run. Of course, second time here in the second half. So we got 3 more points going to Hard Knocks, 4-11. Taking advantage on that jam, running it a little bit longer, owning that lead. And Dixie now finally breaking the century mark. 101-70 is where we sit. 10 minutes gone off the clock. We got 20 left to go before we see all these happy faces at the after party. Wable taking a little hip check onto Trans Jam. Trans Jam trying to follow the leader on the outside, not able to do it. Wable grabbing lead on the inside.
I'm like, if you were to sit over here and try to help me with this type of stuff, you know, it would be more doing like color stuff, like some of the things you saw.
And a quick pass to the back, 4 points onto the board for Weeble, showing strong here in the second half. And one more time around the outside, around the outside. Around the outside, he said. And Unsweet Tea, now the owner of said Jammer Star. Wable one more time around. Gonna try, run a little, hit it and quit it. Does, slips the hips to the outside. Good friendly camaraderie on the outside there, also from the Hard Knocks blocker. 3 more points on to the total 15-point jam here, jam number 7. Already in 3 jams here in the second half, Weeble has outscored herself from the first half. And as a reminder, Weeble was the leading scorer of all jammers here in this game. And we have number 3, Mariah Cherry out there for Dixie, matched up against Dash of Sass. Kutsia doing the deep recycle, buying some time for Cherry up front. Cherry finding some tough space right now. It's Kutsia once again playing the recycle game on the outside. Rock City Mel dipping into the front wall there, looking to put a toe of offense into the mix. Good job by Hard Knox to reset around the attempt. Gilmore chest to chest with Mariah Cherry. Mariah Cherry pushing strong, gets broken down to the outside by Bushwhacker. Meanwhile, Dixie defense finally gets broken by some Hard Knocks offense, but not before a minute 10 went off the clock. Epic defense on display this evening, folks. Some bodies hitting the floor as the call comes. And all said and done, 2 points for the effort.
Penalties.
Continuing to see some of the penalties add up. Some players who had a lot in the first half starting to quiet it down here in the second. Starting to see some random penalties being assessed to other skaters, but nobody in trouble so far. As we come back in with Mini Militia and Black Sabbath.
Well, reminder, been doing this a while, so I've done a lot of games. That's why it's like I can track and do all this. There are people who've done this for as long as they still don't track like this, like I do. It's just part of who I am.
And Mini Militia breaking out of the front, grabbing lead for Dixie.
So it's like it becomes one of those things that if you try to do what I do, don't ever. I mean, for most people, it's like never try to put that on themselves for that. Like I said, I've been doing this a long time.
And courtesy of the deep recycle, jam will be called off. 1 point going onto the board. Once again, I've said it, tough defense. Tough defense.
So you said, like if I was actually joining you, we would do colors.
No, you would do color. Color is like non-gameplay stuff. It's like, oh man, so-and-so doing a really good job of, chip out and recycles, or, you would basically be looking for.
And we have an official timeout on the floor as the players get set out here on the track, getting our refs back here into the mix. So, yep, continuing to see some of the penalties going on the board now. So really only one more penalty coming against Dixie here in the second half from the previous total. Of course, now we're starting to see Hard Knocks starting to add some penalties as theirs. A little bit more penalty rate here in the second half than in the first. Weeble hitting the deck of the back. Front of the back, though, it's going to be Trans Jam grabbing lead for Hard Knocks. So far here in the second half, both teams have traded off lead jammer status an equivalent amount of times, but it has been Dixie who's managed to get more multi-pass runs out of it. As a one and done is going to put 4 points onto the board. So for those who know and those who don't know, at this juncture, it is going to be all about that lead jam status and what each team can do with it. Dixie wants to control the clock with it. Hard Knox needs to grab the points. So it's going to be a game of how do we get that lead, and right now, Val Kilmore, second time jamming here straight up in the second half. Coach staff believes in this skater, and it has been successful now 2 times. Val Kilmore able to grab lead for Hard Knocks. So once again, it's the 27s on each squad that's causing them trouble. Asian Invasion up front, Bushwhacker out back. Helping to force the call off, so 4 points onto the board. That's 8 unanswered now coming for Hard Knocks in the last 2 jams.
So so like, you know, you'd be looking for like specific blockers that are out there that are doing a good job and why they're doing a good job, that type of stuff. That's how things would go.
Wiley Coyote, Dash of Sass, there are jammers. They are working strong against these defenses. Once again, seeing another Hard Knock skater going off the penalty box. Played a really clean first half, starting to see a lot more here in the second. But now that's going to be 3 in a row now for Hard Knocks. Dash of Sass with the lead. And a lot of this, and Kutsia with the deep recycle, going to help force the call off. 1 point going into the game total for Hard Knocks. Couple of big jams coming out of Dixie here in the second half, but Hard Knocks will not go away. 12:40 left to go on the clock. A lot of game time for things to happen. Dixie starting off with a 1 blocker advantage. Weeble trying to take a trip to the outside. Going to take a trip back to the jammer line, courtesy of the alternate unsweet tea. But that does not stop Weeble. Just resets and runs forward to grab lead jam. And once again, finding some smooth sailings after the initial run through. 4 points going onto the board for Dixie. And Black Sabbath making the step over, but did not make it cleanly as a track cut now going to go against Hard Knocks. Second jammer penalty of the half, 3rd of the game. Right now, Hard Knocks trying to play a little bit of speed avoidance defense here. Dixie wanting to get in there and open up some space for offense for Weeble. Weeble able to dance through the chaos. Asian Invasion dipping a shoulder in to run some O. Weeble cannot hold the outside, but gets up off the deck, pushes her way through for 4 more points. Black Sabbath able to race from the penalty box, swim to the inside on some toe stops. Weeble breaking it one more time, calls off the jam. Black Sabbath able to squeeze 1 point back there in the back at the end of that jam, but not before 20 points go on to the board for Dixie, the single largest jam of the game. We got skaters, they wear the number 6. One has a number 1 in front of it, the other does not. And the one who does is Mini Militia, number 16, lead jammer. And coming into the play, scoring the points, Mini Militia calls off the jam. freezing out Trans Jam before getting 2 points of their own. So 139-83. Derby Gods give it and then they take it away. Jam number 15 is going to be brought to you by Weeble and Dash of Sass. Weeble finally gets past the outside after the defense gets bottled up in the back. And now an opportunity for a power jam for Dixie. Weeble able to shrug off the heavy contact from Unsweet Tea and Bushwhacker. Able to keep moving the body forward. Coming in quick, able to finally dance around on the inside now. All available skaters on the floor. And the star has been passed. It's going to the co-captain, number 29, Unsweet Tea. And the jam breaks loose for another 15 points. Can you do me some quick math here? Yeah, 19, 15, 20, 15, 73. Wow. Our jammers here, Mini Militia. Justin Beater. Justin Beater playing the drawback game. Jammers can't ever be out of play, but they can track cut one another. Justin Beater trying to get inside of Adam Smasher. Mini Militia thought she had a clean run. Got met by Bushwhacker. Justin Beater now able to break the pack for lead. So it's 2-1 lead advantage for Dixie in the first half. Hard Knox making a difference here in the second. Pretty much matching up Dixie here. But not able to really take advantage of those leads. Only 2 opportunities to score on multi-pass runs. And speaking of multi-pass runs, well, I had the opportunity, we'll say this. So standing in front of me right now should be our jammer here for jam number 17 for Dixie, wearing the number 12 and the color black. Skater, you know, I've said the name a few times, Weeble. So did some amazing statisticating over here. That's a word, right? Statistic. I can't even say it. I made it up and I can't even say it. So in the first half, Weeble had 30 points. Into the second half, we have had a 19, a 15, a 20, a 15, and a 4-point jam, while Weeble has been on the floor as the jammer. If you want to do quick math, that's 73 points. 73 points here in the second half. Now, we like to say the jammers are doing that. While they are, it's also courtesy of the blockers in front, helping to create those win moments. But still, regardless, 73 points here in the second half. So out of that 154 points on the board now, 103 of those have come while Weeble has been the jammer. So I'll let y'all look at the numbers up there and do the math on that. So 103 points as the jammer for Weeble. So we got a 1 and a 2 and a 2 and a 2. The 2 and the 2 is Val Kilmore. Val Kilmore being very successful for Hard Knocks here in the second half, trying to zigzag through the defense, and is successful yet again with another lead jam status. Already 3 for 3 taking lead here in the second half. But Weeble putting on the Jets, helping to force the call off, leaving it at 4 points onto the board. So 154-91 is where we sit, 5 minutes left to go. We will have MVPs after the game, and then after that, we can all be an MVP at the end zone, because that's where the after party is going to be. Mariah Cherry, Dash Sass, they are our jammers. They are facing two really strong defenses. Both jammers trying to play a little bit of zigzag to find any kind of free space. Oh, and a track cut going against Cherry. It's going to be the third jammer penalty of the second half for Dixie. So each team with 3 power jam opportunities now. Dash of Sass going to be the recipient of that. Dash of Sass slipping around the outside of one, zigzag to the inside by Kutsia. That return to the inside helps to create the call off. Once again, Hard Knocks freezing the opposing jammer for a power start.
Okay, see, I'm going to say this right now. I hate the freezing of a jammer in the box when you have lead, because you're now taking your own lead away from yourself. And a lot of times, they get caught up playing offense to get their jammer through, and they miss the jammer coming in out of the box, and that jammer usually slashes through, grabs lead.
So we have ourselves a team timeout going for Hard Knocks. Want to thank all the fans here this evening cheering on these two teams. Wait, did I say cheer? I said cheering on these two teams. What say, fans? What do you got for these two squads out here? That's what I meant. The fan base cheering on these two teams. Want to give a big thanks to Hemsey that we haven't had to use them here in the second. Wait, no, I'm not saying that. That's bad luck. Thank you, Hemsey, for being here. Thank you for protecting our juniors and watching a wonderful adult bout. Want to thank Hard Knocks for making the travel to here to play us tonight. We didn't have them, we wouldn't have a game. Thank you to any other fans who came along with them. It's always much appreciated. Thanks to all the volunteers that helped to make this possible as well, our non-skating officials, skating officials, and those behind the scenes. And trying to get the split pack here is Hard Knocks. Defense held well enough. Trans Jam, one to beat. BOA chips out. Trans Jam keeps on the feet. Adam trying to get it. Trans Jam finally breaks back. 4 leads in a row now for Hard Knocks. call off 4 more points onto the board for Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks now on a 15-0 streak, courtesy of 4 lead jams in a row. Unsweet Tea out there for Hard Knocks. Opposite, number 12, Weeble. Unsweet Tea finding the open space on the inside, now making it 5 in a row for Hard Knocks.
So the problem is they keep getting all these leads. They should keep it running. Because one, it's going to help them in the game total. They need more points for the whole total. Even if you're not going to win, they need the points.
And we're going to have an opportunity because of a bag block. Unsweet Tea will have a power jam. Unsweet Tea getting driven out by Asian Invasion. 2 players well known in the Southeast. BOA helping with the drawback there, the long drawback. Unsweet Tea getting momentum, trying to come forward. Waiting for Adam Smasher, Kutsia. Smasher gets the hip into the body, helps to force the call off. And Hard Knocks breaks the century mark. 50 points separate these 2 teams. Now, for the uninitiated, it's not always about just winning the game. These 2 teams have point differential totals they're expected to meet in order for rankings, should you be so obliged to understand that level of gameplay. If not, you're just happy to see your team win. Dash of Sass, Weeble. This very well may be the last jam of the game. As Weeble, 1 left to beat, grabs lead jam, breaking Hard Knocks' streak of 5. And we have a breakout of the star that's going to go for Val Kilmore. Val Kilmore putting on the Jets. Weeble dances through the inside. Able to grab the 4 points. Val Kilmore, oh! Huge leveling hit there coming from Asian Invasion. Weeble one more time through the pack. And as the jam comes to conclusion with the call-off, we have an unofficial score, 162-108. Wait till the score goes final.
Instead, I didn't want to see them out there.
You what?
Instead, I didn't see them.
Man, for those watching the tape, while we have an injury timeout at the end of this game, we're going to look back at our penalty totals. So, played a fairly clean game, did Hard Knocks. Only had 11 at the half. Of course, increased that here in the second half to 19. So, not necessarily terrible here in the second half, but they did have a streak there where they were going to the box on a number of occasions, which did help in the multi-pass runs from the Dixie Derby girls. BOA was sitting on 6, close to finally fouling out here at the end, was on the floor at the time, came in out of the penalty box. Closed the game out, though, without incident. Asian Invasion took 5 penalties into the locker room at the end of the first half, came out clean the second. Always amazing to see a player be able to do that. Adam Smasher ending the game with 4, so Dixie totaled up. You're pretty much just amongst 3 skaters, though. As finally coming up off the floor,
Very powerful skater out there for Hard Knox. Took a brutal hit. Legal. I mean, absolutely legal. They both came in with speed and angle at each other. But an absolutely devastating hit to end the game. So here we are. We have now a final score, 162-108. And thanks to Hemsey and their timely assistance here on the evening. And with that whistle, we have a final score, 162-108. Dixie Derby with the win! Go find out who our MVPs are. And with their victory lap, give it up for the Dixie Derby girls. You can pop through there, but you got to duck under the thing. You just have to duck under the pole. And give it up for Hard Knox Roller Girls! Thanks, man. I really do appreciate that. You really do a very good job of this. It's like your dad said. It's like, we can stop the record. I don't need to get the MVP.